Hey guys, good afternoon. It's the weekend, yay. I hope everyone's having a great afternoon, weekend, whatever it is, whatever time zone you're in, part of the world, all that good jazz. So welcome to Blueprint. It's Michelle Montez. So today what I'm going to talk about is how to adapt a new eating habit and train your taste buds to eat the good natural stuff versus the bad stuff. So I know this is going to be something that's going to take time, right? And to put into practice, and I totally get that. I spent years trying to train my taste buds to like the better eats, the better foods. For example, I used to eat, let's see, tuna helper, and that's not the good stuff. It's just fake stuff, right? Crappy food. And so now I crave for vegetables, quinoa, fish, chicken, not fried chicken, but chicken that's baked and just full of veggies. And I know that can take time and it can be something really hard to do in the beginning, but again, it's gonna, you need to be consistent. You need to train that mindset that you can do this, because with anything, you can totally do anything if you believe in yourself. You just have to believe in yourself. You have to actually dig deep into yourself and say that you can truly do this. I promise you, you guys can really do this. So here's one tip to train your mindset is, watch motivational YouTube videos, read books, but watch an inspiring movie and just believe that you can do this. And it's gonna take time. For example, I started watching those cheesy motivational videos, and it definitely helped me. Watching TED Talks on Mel Robbins, Tony Robbins, Les Brown, and it has transformed the way I think. It's unbelievable, you guys. Seriously, I started this past April 2017, and now it's close to October, and I'm just definitely a new whole person. It's unbelievable, and I think part of it is the reason why I'm actually commanding my body to get up but early in the morning at 4:30 a.m. when I just want to stay in bed, especially when it's dark and it's cold. But I've actually trained my body to get the F up, and get my ass to the gym, right? And after I get my ass to the gym, I feel great. The whole day feels awesome. So, again, so that's a whole another video. But today we're gonna talk about how to adapt good eating habits. So for example, why don't you write 2 to 3 things that you eat or drink that that it's definitely bad for you. So one example I like to give is sodas. I used to drink sodas when I was a preteen teenager, but I've decided that I'm just gonna give up soda because I know it's bad for you. It doesn't give my body the nutrients that it should get, and it's just sugar that you're drinking. And I know there's tons there's days where I would have drank like 2 to 3 cans of sodas, and that's really bad for you. It's not gonna help your body in any way. So for example, let's say if you drink 4 to 5 sodas per day, why don't you challenge yourself to decrease 1 soda per day, and then slowly, gradually take away 2, then 3 to 0, and then replace it with the good stuff like water. And I know that can sound a little bit boring, but water is so refreshing and it gets your body flowing. And you can add lemon, like lemon juice or lime, and to spice things up. But I like to believe that the slow and steady process, consistent process, will get you to the goal that you want. It's going to take time no matter what. All great things take time. So that's number 1. Write 2 to 3 things that that is bad for your body to eat or drink, and gradually decrease the intake of that. So number 2 is about the relationship you have with food. Is it good? Is it bad? If it's bad, you need to dig deep and figure out, why is it bad? Are you doing it because you're an emotional eater? You're stressed out, so you grab food, right? I used to be like that. When I'm stressed out, pissed off, things are not going my way, I usually eat. I love carbs, pasta, bread, sweet breads, chocolate, that sort of stuff. And I would gain the weight and I would feel crappy after I eat all that and regret it. And then I discovered running, good old fashioned running and walking, like walking around the block, walking around the park, whatever, you know, hiking. That's what helped me relieve the stress. So for example, at work, when I'm at work and it gets really crazy busy, right? And that's expected. Life is not perfect. You're gonna definitely go and meet challenges, and bad things are gonna happen. You know, bad days are gonna happen. But the point is, you need to know how to deal with that stuff, right, in a positive way. So the way I deal with stuff is when I'm in a bad mood or stressed out, I'll smile, because for some reason smiling will release endorphins. It'll trick your brain that you're happy. And I'll go for a walk no matter what. If it's raining, it doesn't matter. I have a raincoat. I'm not going to melt. I'm going to go for a walk, like a 10-15 minute walk. And that will help me feel a lot better about myself. And it'll help me think of a game plan to relieve the stress or whatever project I'm tackling. It'll help me give me ideas just by walking, you know, clearing my head. That helped. Versus, you know, grabbing a candy bar or a bread. You have to command your body to get moving. You really do. You can't just sit there and not do anything and then stress out and eat all that bad stuff. So again, think about your relationship with food. Figure out why it's a bad relationship. If it's a good relationship, can't talk. If it's a good relationship, then kudos to you. That's pretty awesome. I think it's great when you have a good relationship with food, because when you have a good relationship with food, you feed your body all the good stuff, and in return you feel good about yourself. So that's awesome. So kudos to you. Okay, so number three tip to help you adapt a new eating habit. Number three of trying to adapt a new eating habit is prepping. Prepping is what helps me succeed in this whole food journey. So again, it's going to take time. So what I like to do usually on Sundays is I will, prep my food for the week. I usually eat 6 times per day, mini meals. I don't like to do the 3 big meals. You're gonna have to figure out what your body likes and how it reacts to with the 3 meals or the 6 mini meals or whatever, combination of both. But I like to do 6 mini meals. So prepping the food, for example, I'll make, paleo cookies, bars ahead of time, because I know it's gonna take time after work. I mean, I could do it, but I know I'm going to be really tired, and I have 2 boys, and I'm busy, trying to help with my oldest with his homework or giving the little one a bath. And, I want to spend time with them and, cooking dinner and all that, jazz. And so the food prepping is essential. It's going to be a lifesaver. So try that. There's so much information on the internet, and you can Google the good stuff, the good foods, meals, whatever, and then break that up and put it in, those Tupperware things. I don't know what they're called, but those Tupperware things. And that should help out versus, being starving and going out there and, ordering like bad stuff, like, teriyaki that has a lot of sugar and just a lot of sauce, just added calories or you can, lifestyle. Or this is definitely a lifestyle, adapting a new eating habits. And if you do it the right way and you train your brain and taste buds to eat the good stuff, and you give it time, and you're consistent about it, and you're passionate about doing it, and you really, really want to do it, like you really want to do it. Otherwise, if there's an ounce of like, nah, no thanks, it's not going to go well. Or if you have an ounce of no thanks, it's you're not going to achieve that goal. Just like with anything else, you got to be into it. You're gonna have to want it. You're gonna want to have the change, right? So again, just think it's gonna take time. It's not gonna work out in a day or 2. It's probably gonna take months, maybe a couple months, like 3 months, 6 months, depending how hard you're working at this, depending how consistent you're at this. But just don't give up. You're gonna fail a couple times, several times. I did, but you just got to get back up and just keep going at it, right? Just keep going. So food prepping would be a good one. Is prep that food during the weekend, and then you'll be all set. And I think that's really essential for success when you're trying to adapt a new eating habits. Otherwise, you're gonna just eat whatever's in sight when you're starving and hungry, and that's just gonna sabotage the goal, right? So try food prepping and see how that works. And there's a whole bunch of information on the internet. Google it about food prepping. And there's so many blogs out there. I mean, you can find all that good stuff, all that good information on the internet. And just at the palm of your hands. That's what's great about living in today's world is we literally can do anything. We can Google search anything and become whoever we want to be and achieve anything that we want, right? So that's pretty awesome. So number 4 tip is moderation. Moderation. So just because you're eating healthier and there's going to be some days where you're going to crave that piece of cake or cheesecake. Or like, for example, last night I had pizza. Last night it was so freaking delicious. My body was just craving the cheese, the bread, the carbs. And I had 4 slices and I don't feel like bad because I've trained my mind to the point where I know that I'm not going to eat this every freaking day, right? My body craves more of the natural stuff and not the processed foods. So when you're at that point, you'll see what I'm talking about. But for now, you don't just know that you don't have to give up all the good stuff, right? But there also is healthier choices. Like, for example, I love ice cream, but instead of me buying ice cream, I'll buy frozen yogurt. I'll substitute for that, and I've trained my my taste buds to like the frozen yogurt better. And and I won't like ice cream as much because it's too much sugar, whatever. And I can tell when I eat the regular stuff, the ice cream stuff, where it's really sugary and it's like, oh, my stomach just turns inside out. And I just want to let you know that it does take time that your body will get used to the natural good stuff. It's going to take time, maybe a month, maybe 3 months, maybe 6 months, but you just got to keep going at it. You got to be consistent and just know it's going to take time. Just like with any success story, you're going to face challenges. That's just life, right? You're going to expect bad days, and the point is that you just have to get up and keep fighting and keep fighting for that goal. And eventually you are going to get there if you don't stop. I mean, you might have to try 5 times, 10 times, 23 times, whatever the number is. You just got to keep going and going. You got to want to do it and believe in yourself. So those are the 4 tips that I think will help you in achieving this new healthy eating habits. Is one, the one tip was in the beginning of the video was, name 2 to 3 foods that you eat or drink, and then cut them out slowly, like 1 per, decrease your intake per day, and hoping that you'll go down to 0 or 1. Number 2 is, think about your relationship with food, and then before you can embark on this journey, you can figure out why do you have a bad relationship with food. But again, if you have a good relationship with food, that's pretty awesome. So think about that if you do have a bad relationship. Number 3 is food prepping. So that's one of my one of my tips, or one of the practices that I did follow that helped me achieve this journey in terms of adapting a new eating habit. And then number 4 is eating the bad stuff or the processed stuff in moderation. But then if you train your mind and body long enough to not like it, it's not gonna want it, and it can tell that it's bad food for you. So I hope this helped out. Have a great weekend. Just remember, it's all in the mindset. It's gonna take time. Just keep fighting for it, and then sooner or later you're gonna create this awesome version of yourself. And you definitely can have it all. You definitely can. You just gotta think you can, that you will, and you're not gonna stop at anything to achieve whatever your goal is. All right, take care, guys, and I'll see you next Sunday. Adios. Bye bye.